To our friends in Paris, the world feels your pain. On earth, without peace, you are not alone. Do not lose hope. We are here for you.
So on the night of November 13th, there were multiple simultaneous attacks in the city of Paris. There were 3 explosions at the Stade de France, where President Hollande had been watching a friendly match between France and Germany. People who were watching the match did not know exactly what was going on, but did not immediately realize that there had been explosions. A 19th century concert hall was also attacked. Meanwhile, farther south in the city, in front of several, a black car pulled up and began shooting at people who were enjoying a night out. At the end of the day, 129 people had been killed and another 300 or so badly injured. At least one of those has died since.
It was so sudden, and it was almost impossible to prevent because it all happened in an instant. You can't be everywhere at once, no matter if you're one of the biggest governments in the world. You just can't.
I felt really disturbed while watching the whole thing take play on TV, and it was really just mind-blowing seeing like everything taking place. It was very sad.
Many of those who were killed were very young. Many were parents of young children. None of them deserved what happened to them.
Before France was bombed, there was another bombing in Lebanon.
The Lebanese, like the people in Paris, they're also, innocent people, and so they need help. They want to be defended, and so everything should also be done to defend those people. They are human beings just like the people in Paris.
I have lived in Lebanon. Beirut is a city that I love. So I was very sorry to hear that there had been attacks in the southern suburb. Unfortunately, Lebanon has been the scene of many bombings, a civil war, many attacks. So I think probably people react less strongly because it's less unexpected. It's not because life is any less precious in Lebanon, but this has been going on in Lebanon since the early 70s.
There was a huge difference because one of them was Lebanon one was not reported at all, where the France one was all over the news and still is. And I think one of the main reasons is because it was a lot of white people in the Paris attacks, where it was more Muslim people. And I think that when a Muslim person kills a Muslim person, I think people just think it's, just general Middle East squabbles. But when you go to France, everyone just freaks out.
On Twitter, I actually saw a picture that had a frame of the Eiffel Tower, and one rocket hit it, and then there was a picture next to it that had like the whole Middle East, and there was a bunch of rockets saying like, there's a lot more going on outside what people think, because media only covered what Paris, but there's way more out there that the media needs to expose people of and be more aware.
I think there was a big difference in media coverage between Lebanon and Paris, and I think that's just because Paris is more well known. But I think that they should have equally been covered.
I think it's great that the French government has responded quickly to locate any remaining terrorists and to take action against terrorist cells. On the other hand, I think that we found in the United States after September 11th that it's also easy to use an emergency to give the government extra power while people are very afraid. And that may not always be the best reaction.
I think France and the US should not act on emotion, but think twice before they act.
This should not affect immigration at all. I think that's what ISIS's main goal is.
I'm very disturbed by the calls to put an end to resettling refugees in the United States. I think that people are very carefully interviewed before there's any possibility of them being given permission to settle in the United States, and that it's just a knee-jerk reaction to say, that's it, no refugees, no children, nobody who's in a bad situation is going to come here.
ISIS really does put down the Islam faith in a way. It all depends on your knowledge of Islam. If you really do not know much about it, then you might think, oh, because these ISIS members are doing things and they're quoting these things from the Quran, then yeah, this is what Islam is all about. But at the end of the day, that's just a very, very small minority. And you can't just make a huge generalization based on the actions of a small amount of people.
I personally do not believe that these people and their actions represent Islam. So it would be unfortunate if they were able to give most of us the impression that this is what Islam stands for.
And so we really need to teach our students not to fall into that, because they are young, impressionable. And so we want to teach them that don't think of all Muslims as terrorists.
The French Youth Ambassadors, the Muslim Student Association, and the Culture Club are having a fundraiser. We're trying to raise money for the refugees, not just in France, but everywhere, and just raise awareness, because, like, let's be honest, most people don't, it's not that they don't care, it's just they don't pay as much attention as everything that's happening in the Middle East. But now, since it happened in Europe, in France, in Paris, we all are becoming more aware of this threat, ISIS.
I have no idea what many of these people are going through. So all I can say is stay strong and keep in mind that through hope